Can black belts be bought? Yes, they can, apparently, because your boy Derek Moneyberg has bought his. There's a lot of controversy about this, Joe. We need to unpack it.
Brother, I went away for a week last week.
Totally missed it.
Totally missed it.
Right.
Saw the fucking WhatsApp blowing up between you and Jack. And obviously reflective of, you know, the greater internet. And then I did see some highlight clips of a dude. It gave me Steven Seagal vibes.
I'm going to say Meatloaf, circa 1995, pre-Fight Club. Just
Barb's got bitch tits.
Exactly, man. It's here's the thing.
Give me the backstory. What happened?
Okay, so recently, I don't know the gentleman's full name. So he's known as Moneyberg, right? And he's an investor of sorts. And look, I don't think it's too controversial that people buy belts. It's definitely not good, right? It's been done for years. And I think the unfair comparison is people are saying, oh, it's just another celebrity paying for a belt, right?
But what's the content? What actually went down?
Well, so he is endorsed by many high-level ex-MMA and current MMA and Jiu-Jitsu heads.
Right.
And he has trained with the very best in the world. But they are saying he's so smart and he's so good, he could get a black belt in 3.5 years. And now everybody is like, what? But because of the legitimacy, apparently, of the people who are endorsing him, people are like, maybe. No, the footage has been shown of him doing techniques and training one-on-one. The guy has never rolled in a class. Right. So this is where it's very controversial.
Exclusively private training.
Just private lessons with celebrity high-level jiu-jitsu people. And the reason why people are upset is because it is truly unproven, other than the say-so of people who've been paid to say so.
Who gave him his black belt?
So I think it's Mikey Musumeci. We have to double-check this. Mikey's one of the guys. Please Google away. But also he's trained with Gordon Ryan. He's trained with Gilbert Burns. He recently trained with the Jiu-Jitsu giant who I talked about. And he, Dan Minnesota is like, who cares? How does it affect your life? And I was like, fair, whatever. I actually don't think Moneyberg is the problem here, folks. The biggest problem about this whole buying a black belt is the black belt at some point in history represented a certain amount of hard work, a certain amount of suffering, and a certain amount of proving your worth. You didn't have to be a world champion, but you had to put your time in. Yep. Very, very consistently, people say, I studied for 10 years to be a doctor, and I'm also a black belt in BJJ, and you know what I'm more proud of? I'm proud of my black belt because I fucking earned it. They didn't buy it. And so I actually don't think that, I don't care about crypto scammers. I don't care about investment people. But when you hear about someone paying $5,000 for a private lesson, you're like, oh, these jiu-jitsu folks are absolutely eating off this guy, right? And now the sugar daddy is wanting to get his payday. He wants what he's paid for and he wants credibility, even though he has no credibility to stand on.
I mean, I'm looking here. I can't find who gave it to him. This is odd. I can see, Jake Shields, Frank Mir, Lyoto Machida. He's got photos with them all.
MMA guys.
Craig Jones posted, he paid me $2,500 to come and do an interview on a podcast.
Yep, that's
so the
right.
dude's obviously throwing around a lot of coin.
He is
operates not unlike myself.
But that's the thing. You see how they're wearing his shirt? Yeah. And they're wearing his brand.
Choose to conquer. Yeah. So
right?
It's a business thing.
He's an investment advisor.
Right.
Right. And I don't want to promote him. I don't want to talk about that too much. I want to talk about endorsement. I want to talk about authenticity, truth, and integrity.
I want to talk about this cunt.
Man, fuck that guy. I will do anything for love.
Vinny
but I won't do
leads
that.
The backlash.
Yeah, Vinny's legit.
A scathing and thinly veiled takedown of Moneyberg's promotion. He questioned both the legitimacy of the process and the motivations behind it.
Of course. Now, Joe, my mum says I'm handsome.
Foxcatcher energy and commercial creep.
Do you think I'm handsome, Joe? My mum says I'm handsome.
Look, hard to say, shouldn't have a bias, but yeah, I do think you are handsome, JT.
Oh, dang, I thought you were going to disagree, but that's all right. See, your mum can tell you you're handsome because she's your mum. She gave birth to you. If she doesn't tell you you're handsome, she's probably a bad mum. But what I'm saying here is just because my mum tells me I'm handsome doesn't mean someone else is going to perceive me as such, right? Right? That wasn't earned in any way. She's just trying to be nice to me. Now, when you pay people to be nice to you, what is the legitimacy of what they tell you? And now here's the thing we've got to look at, that there are people who slave and struggle and absolutely commit themselves to the process to be good at jiu-jitsu, and no one knows who they are, right? Now, obviously they pay their dues in terms of paying mat fees and paying their memberships and injuries and everything it takes, the sacrifice it takes to give the time and energy to be really good at jiu-jitsu. We're not talking world champions. We're just talking someone who's doing it for the love of the art.
Yeah.
You know, we know those people. We're also those people, right? I wasn't someone who got my black belt really quick. And I don't think getting your black belt quickly denotes quality necessarily, right? No. Generally, the exception is drawn when you have someone who's like a Mika Galvan or like a Kit Dale or someone who ascends quite rapidly. You know, even though Mika and Kit are very different, they both got their black belts very quickly and performed very well. Yeah. Like they went out there and beat the best in the world at their respective levels. At purple,
did Mika get his very quick? I mean, has he been training since he was like a baby?
Yeah, he was been training since he was very young, for sure.
Just, you know.
But I'm saying that he got his black belt like as soon as you could get it.
Yeah,
you know, very young. You know, and so probably it's not a fair comparison. Like Kit is famous for getting his black belt quickly, even though I believe it may have taken him longer than he would say.
I mean, that quickness thing we like to
romanticize.
Yeah, but like you said earlier, it doesn't really mean anything.
But if you look at his
circumstantial,
if you look at his repertoire, if you look at his back catalogue of achievements,
that speaks.
Blue belt, purple belt, brown belt. Even though he was never a black belt world champion, at each level he was proving his ability to execute techniques.
Yeah.
So you go, all right, well that's proven. Our man Moneyberg has proven nothing, and this is why the community is upset, because not so much, I would say, the man himself, because obviously the man's a bit of a grifter. You can see that just in how sleazy the whole arrangement is, but it's the people who endorsed him, people who we thought had a degree of integrity because they were proven. They were battle-hardened. They were champions or are champions, and now it's just like, oh, no, well, we say he's good, therefore he must be good.
When you say endorsed, how exactly did that take place?
Well, they're saying online, like, oh, he's one of the smartest guys I've ever trained. So him getting his black belt, like this is like quoted.
Like a video testimonial.
Yeah. This is
in support of.
And they're standing next to him going, yes, we endorse Moneyberg. Right?
I mean, it's the privilege of being rich.
I guess so, but
just fucking grease the wheels.
I think part of the reason why people are so upset, and you know, I'm sure, you know, people will sound off, it's that the idea of a black belt, and even if you don't give a fuck about belts, someone proving their worth is important. And in jiu-jitsu, if you claim something, you got to back it up, right? Now, there's plenty of McDojo fake black belts out there, right? And they get found out. But this guy is so protected. You never see him roll in a class. There's no footage of him taking licks, right? Now, let's give a shout out to some celebrities who do BJJ, right? Let's talk about Zuck. Zuck actually competed in a jiu-jitsu contest, right? Like at white belt, he competed in competition, I think in gi and no gi. He might have won a category, lost a category, but he actually did compete. And I'm not...
Entered a public arena.
And I'm not saying I endorse Zuck, but you got to go, oh, he's putting it out there, right? Same thing as your boy Bane.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy competed. He's now a purple belt, but you regularly see him getting fucked up in training, like putting it in. Like the guy is about it.
Did you see the post of one of the guys that fought against Tom Hardy? And he's like, yeah, I'm a father of 3. I'm a working man. I'm out here living like paycheck to paycheck.
And I got to fight Tom
And then I got to fucking fight Tom Hardy at a competition on the weekend. Like, what have I done wrong?
What have I done?
And he gets his ass kicked by Tom.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's right. Like there's an honesty to that.
And that's the thing that I believe is the great thing about jiu-jitsu, which you can't really lie about your skill. If you say, I have a great guard, you must prove it. Like, demonstrate it. This guy's good at passing. You're good at guarding. Show. Oh, you're good at takedowns? All right. Well, this guy, take him down. Like, demonstrate your skill. And this is the truth of the matter. And if you don't, then it's fucking fake.
Yeah, so I think the thing here that hurts for and again, I'm really looks pretty creepy to me, looks pretty looks like a grift, but whatever, like I don't know much about it besides what you're telling me right now. But the thing that hurts people here, right? That hurts every jiu-jitsu person listening to this is that we have, as a community, and sort of an unspoken understanding of the value of the belts.
Sure.
And the value, because we know how hard jiu-jitsu is.
Yes.
You show up and train, and it's a struggle, and there's numerous challenges. And so as you progress, in your skills, you're like, fuck, this is really hard earned. So when someone circumvents the process, they devalue it. And when it gets devalued,
to an extent.
Well, it does.
Yeah.
And then that threatens the value of the process you're in, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, hang on a second, I thought we all agreed to this thing, and now there's this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And that's where it can become a free for all, I suppose. And so, yeah, I think that's what hurts people, is that it sort of has a psychological bearing on, or effect on, their perception of what they're doing.
Yeah. But do you like yourself a tasty beverage? I do. And if you would love a margarita that doesn't give you a headache but takes it away, I've got the answer for you. That answer is Sodi, the delicious, salty electrolytes that are going to keep you hydrated for jiu-jitsu, stop you from getting cramps, enhance your energy, and also get rid of headaches. So if you had a big night before jiu-jitsu, pump a Sodi and you're good to go. If you want to get some Sodi, go to Sodi, sodi.com.au and use the code Bulletproof15. You get 15% off. Get your delicious hydration salts today. But the buying of belts is not new, right? This celebrities over time have trained.
Who else?
Well, there's just been some people throughout history, and it's controversy to a certain extent that certain high-level jiu-jitsu folks had awarded belts to people who maybe didn't deserve them.
Right.
I'm not going to
talking about people like Catherine Zeta-Jones, Ashton Kutcher.
Well, did you see the clip of Ashton?
Kutcher's a brown belt. Was a brown belt.
But getting beat the fuck up by Craig Jones. I don't know if you shout out Ashton Cooer. Please invest in our tech startup. But like people are like, oh, he's not a brown belt. But I mean, whatever. He trains. He's still putting in the work, right? Like whatever you might say there.
Yeah.
The buying of belts is not new, but the devaluing by high-level guys who we respected, that is the painful thing, because it's so many guys.
Yeah, we thought we could count on you guys, man.
He's sullying so many guys who we gave credit to. Now, would these guys say the same shit about some rando who got their black belt in 3.5 years if he hadn't paid them tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars? No, they would be ripping them apart.
Yeah.
But
they'd be up in arms just like Vinny Magalhães.
My goodness. And look, so Jiu-Jitsu, Chewy had said, look, it's like an honorary belt. Similar to his take on it was like an honorary degree. Oh, you've contributed $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 to this university. We'll give you an honorary doctorate.
This is the only thing that we have that we can give you to say thanks.
It doesn't mean anything. You're not going to be a professor. But all right, Morgan Freeman, you're now a doctor. And if you're someone who's studied a PhD, and my sister has, you put 10 to 12 years on a motherfucker to get a doctorate, and then you see some rich celebrity getting an honorary doctorate, it fucking hurts your heart, right? Because it
devalues the process.
A portion of your life you can never get back.
Yeah.
Those 10 years, that 15 years, whatever it took you to get there, you can't get it back, and it was hard earned. And so I think the key thing is this: the difference. You know the difference between somebody who can hold their belt up and who doesn't, right? And I'm not talking about, there's plenty of folks out there who'd be like, belts don't matter anymore, jiu-jitsu is a sport, blah, blah, blah. Like, sure, but you could definitely say, if someone bought an Olympic gold medal, wouldn't that change what Olympic gold medals mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you buy a UFC belt, It doesn't make you UFC champion.
So funny, timely story. Last night I was at a grading at Gracie Balmain.
All right, awesome.
And actually, Joel, the head coach there, friend of ours, friend of the show, shout out to Joel, invited me because a good friend and a training partner of mine was receiving his black belt.
Oh, amazing.
And it was really special. And the guy, Lockie, who got his black belt last night.
Oh, he got his black belt. Oh, how good.
Big props. It was really cool to be there. And, Lockie's he's always been a guy that's like, I don't care about belts. And I think I first rolled with him when he was a purple belt. And he's been an absolute nightmare from the moment I met him in terms of his jiu-jitsu, and extremely studious and extremely committed, right? And he's just one of those guys, has been traditionally more of a no-gi guy, scraps super hard, and like, I don't give a fuck about belts. I just like wrecking everyone. And he's that dude. And last night he goes black belt, and they asked him to say a few words, and he's like, look, I don't have much to say. He's a quiet fella, but he's like, guys, I always say like, the belts don't mean anything to me, but he's like, but I think they do. He was like, yeah, I think they matter now. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But, just funny, right? Like, we all say that. I always point, and it matters less to some people, of course.
Yeah.
But there is still value. Even for people, it's like, it still means something. When you see someone like that, even if you don't give a fuck about belts, I guarantee if you look at this, you're talking about Moneyberg, this will hurt you. You'd be like, motherfucker.
I think in the moment, and we've said this before, it's whatever it means to you. But clearly this guy just thinks he can buy anything. So he's like, I'll just buy all these jiu-jitsu guys and I'll just buy all this money. But honestly, it's like a pimp.
Buy all this money?
Bro, he's a pimp marrying his prostitutes. Like, he's paying them for a service. Now sugar daddy's coming to collect. Marry me, bitch. And they're all marrying him. And he's got a harem of guys who we used to respect. And now what the fuck does it mean? Not a whole lot. So shame on you, you fucking pieces of shit, selling out the art that we looked up to you. You're heroes. Look at you. Look at what you did. Why do we value a champion? Why do we admire these folks? Because they sweat, they bled, they broke, they did everything they could to be the best. And now they're at the top and they're really compromising what it all means, which is the saddest part of all of this. That's my take on it. It's not about Moneyberg. Belts can be bought. Rich people get what they want. Who gives a shit? It's more that people who we thought had integrity are demonstrating that they don't. And I think that's the most painful point at the end of the day. It's that...
I'd agree.
What is it that we don't like about hypocrisy? It's not even that the person's trying to lie to you. You can see it. It's like a fat personal trainer or someone who, being a broke financial advisor. It doesn't make any sense. And it's not even that they're trying to lie to you. It's that they're obviously lying to their fucking selves. And how can you respect somebody? And I believe that jiu-jitsu is really built on respect, whether it's about how a person conducts themselves or how hard they work or whatever you value, right? And money is just a token, right? Money doesn't in and of itself have a value. It's only the value we attribute to it. And you could say that's the same thing about a black belt. But we as jiu-jitsu folks do attribute value to a black belt. And this whole process has highlighted that people we respected and we trusted have put a lower value on it.
I listened to a podcast the other day. It was titled something like "You will hate rich people even more after this," or something. And
wow, was it one of your communist podcasts?
It wasn't. It was a guy. It was a guy who I discovered via. I think I found him through Lex Friedman. Chris Hedges is his name.
Okay,
smart fella. Good listen. Generally, but this was one of his episodes, and he had a guy on who's recently written a book talking about rich people and how the bad shit that they end up doing to society.
Sure.
Not necessarily because they have bad intentions.
No.
But just how wealth inequality actually works.
Sure.
And one of the things he pointed out was that there is a natural bubble of protection that grows around wealthy people because all of the people close to them don't want to put them offside because there's some underlying thing where it's like, maybe if I'm hanging out and we're having a few drinks, he'll buy me a house, or
Sure,
you
yeah.
know, like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
All, you can't help but
Trying
sort
to
of be
stay in the
enamored
circle.
by,
Sure.
yeah, you know, it's cool. Well, fuck yeah, you know, like a buy me dinner kind of thing. Like, you know, we become enslaved in a way.
Definitely.
And you know, and so what it just made me think in this regard is that like values get compromised. You know, the money starts to become intoxicating, and then your values get compromised. And before you know it, you're sucking dicks in the gutter. No, you fucking. I mean, I did it once,
But the money was so good.
but you know, yeah, like before you know it, you're like, ah, shit.
But here's the thing. I would consider us both to be rich in our own way, right?
Look at you.
We are first world.
I mean, we are, of course.
We're first world white guys living in Australia. So,
Yeah.
And we are capitalists, right? Because we did an episode which was, and it was titled, you know, has capitalism taken the soul of jiu-jitsu, right? And we
operate in a capitalist system.
Yes.
I don't apply the label of capitalist to myself, just to be clear.
all right. Joey identifies as a Marxist/socialist.
No. I'm just saying I'm not a
I'm
capitalist.
gender neutral, okay? I'm a they them. I'm a fucking capitalist. I don't care what you fucking
Doing
say.
a pretty shit job of it if that's what you are.
Fuck off. I'm doing good. You can say what you like. This is what I want to say.
Switch to finance.
No, dude. How do you know I haven't? Log into my crypto account now. Get my wallet. Bulletproof for finance. You too can have a
Join
black
my
belt
coaching
in
group.
3.5
Guys,
years.
I'm going to tell you the best fucking stocks dropping right now.
No. Like I consider myself rich, so it's not a question of that. And I know there's people with more money than me, but everyone values different things. I have hung out with more than one billionaire. I have clients who are multimillionaires, but does it mean I respect them more or less? No. They have domain knowledge and they are who they are.
Yeah, but when you were fondling his balls and just playing just the tip, you know, there's a moment there, right, where you're like, wait, would I have done this if we weren't going out in the yacht today? No?
No, not at all. No. My gag reflex is good, but that's because I eat too much food, people. No, the reason why I say this is what I have loved about jiu-jitsu is that you can have people who are of completely different realms in life, socioeconomically, but the skill factor, which just takes time to build, no matter how you learn it, that's the equalizer on the mat. And you were saying before about the immunity of the bubble of wealth and privilege and everything like this. Well, this guy is protected. This guy's protected by many elite level bodyguards who are like, no, we say he's good. Well, that just totally corrupts what jiu-jitsu is, which is like, let your man defend himself. Hold up your belt. If you are a belt, demonstrate your skill. And even in the footage of him just drilling techniques, it's very clear he's not proficient. So to say the guy's a black belt is kind of hilarious. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this is, you know, people being corrupted and compromised by money is universal. It doesn't matter, you know, all facets of life. Our politicians sell us out. Your great artists that you discovered when they're a garage band, they then get signed to get millions and they start making shit music.
Joe Rogan offered us $1 billion to buy our podcast. We knocked it back.
We said no because I'm not
about that.
Well, Joey took the TRT deal. I said no. Marek Health, go fuck yourself. I got too much testosterone. But it is so challenging because initially there's trust because you think there's a certain value there, and then it does change over time, and you go, okay, well, this isn't what I thought it was, and that's okay. It doesn't change. I think the value in jiu-jitsu is the hard work and earning it, and it's, you know, nothing's going to change. You're going to keep going to training. You're going to keep working hard. You're not going to try and fake it. And anyone who's going to fake it will eventually be found out. But I think that the sad thing is to see our heroes, these high-level folks, take a dip for the cash. You know, that's what it is. Shoo.
You.